Some of the nurses accused of buying fake diplomas from Florida nursing schools say their degrees are, in fact, real. Right now, nearly 24 nurses in Georgia are being told to surrender their licenses in connection to that multi-state scam. NewsNation's Marky Martin is live. And Mark, you spoke with an attorney representing 5 of them.
Yeah, that's right. She represents 5 Georgia nurses who were all sent letters asking them to surrender their licenses. However, they maintain their innocence. They say that they attended these accredited South Florida schools as legitimate students and had nothing to do with this diploma scandal that was happening on the side. And now they claim both the innocent and the guilty are being taken down in this scam.
Not only is this a public safety issue, but it also tarnishes the reputation of nurses who actually did the hard clinical and coursework required to get licenses and jobs.
It's the strange scheme that has taken the healthcare world by storm. The feds busting a ring of scammers who sold fake nursing diplomas to nearly 8,000 aspiring students. The U.S. Department of Health and Human Services dubbing it Operation Nightingale.
My big question is, were they complicit in acquiring these phony degrees, or do they think that they were duped?
My clients maintain that their education, their diplomas are legitimate, and they did nothing fraudulent to obtain their education.
Hannah Williams is the attorney for 5 Georgia nurses who have been asked to surrender their licenses in the wake of the scandal.
No one wants a category of nurse, a fraudulent nurse, taking care of them or their loved one. However, there are legitimate students who went to that school, and that fact can be proven by the fact that the school was accredited.
She says her clients attended these 3 South Florida nursing schools where transcripts were being sold, but attended as actual students, and warns there are real nurses being taken out of practice because of this scam.
We don't know how the government came up with the 7,600 nurses on that list. It could be as simple as anyone who ever went to any of these accredited schools ended up on the list.
25 people have been charged, accused of selling the fake diplomas and transcripts to students, some who paid between $10,000 and $15,000. Federal agents say they used the phony certification to sit in on board exams, never going to class or clinicals. HHS confirming with NewsNation today that of the nearly 8,000 students, they have found at least 2,100 who passed their licensure exams. Georgia Secretary of State Brad Raffensperger joining NewsNation Rush Hour this week to talk about 17 licensed nurses found with fake diplomas across the state.
Obviously, the people that had gotten their licensure passed the exam, but they obviously had not done the coursework at these schools. And so it's obviously something that just makes you ineligible to be a licensed nurse practitioner here in the state of Georgia.
But Williams says innocent nurses, including her clients, are being dragged down with them.
Right now, we need to figure out who were the nurses who were legitimate, who were the nurses who were fraudulent, and we should not be lumping them together into one category without allowing them due process.
Now, Williams herself is a former nurse. She says her clients are eager to defend themselves because this does have the potential to ruin their reputation and careers. Now, in regards to the fraudulent nurses, officials have found no harm done to patients at this time. Nicole.
All right, Marky, thank you for that. Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.